Hi, Representatives. I'm here to advocate for House Bill 241 that corresponds with Senate Bill 582. This bill is entitled the Parents' Bill of Rights. This bill lists several rights that a parent of a minor child should have. These rights have to do with a minor's education, upbringing, health care that is provided by the school district, and healthcare practitioners, hospital requirements, and also penalties that could cause parents to lose specific rights. This bill stresses that state, political subdivision, governmental entities, or any other institutions cannot impose on parental rights without specific cause or reason. This bill also includes a call for action to school boards in promoting parent, teacher, and administrator involvement for the benefit of the child. Representative Aaron Grahl, along with co-sponsors, is supporting this bill. Grahl is a member of the Republican Party. House Bill 241 was in its last reading on the Senate on April 8th, 2021, and it has been passed through the House and now is on the Senate. House Bill 241 intends to promote that each school board will develop a policy and instructional materials to promote the parental involvement in the public school system. Parents would be given the right to access all school medical records unless prohibited by the law that information should not be released. Parents would be notified promptly if any state, government, or institution suspects that a criminal offense has been committed against their minor child. Parents would be able to opt out of vaccination for their child. A child can be withheld from sex education and other sensitive topics if the parent sees the need. The school must have a parental consent before receiving any kinds of medical care. This House bill is controversial today because it is pro-anti-vaccine, as well as some are afraid this bill would out LGBTQ children to their parents, because in this bill, parents have the right to know important information told to teachers by the students. This bill could also threaten mask mandates in school. One short-term goal for this bill could possibly just be getting passed, because this bill has been trying to get passed last year and it was not favorable in the Senate and it died. However, a long-term goal might be giving a voice and a power to parents who feel like they have none when it comes to the education and upbringing to their children, as well as making sure children get the best education that the parents see the need for. In House Bill 241, the rights that are stated aren't necessarily new rights. They would now just all be in one place for it to be attainable and read. An example of why this bill is necessary, according to Senator Jeff Brandes from St. Petersburg, he says, "We have an issue where law enforcement is accessing school grades and then doing visits to individual homes based on those grades. I want to make sure that parents consent to those grades before being released." In the House Bill 241, it states that parents have the right to consent before their child's grades are being released to the law enforcement officer or any law enforcement agency. So that would be making a stop to the grades being released unless there is parental consent. The people responsible for implementing the bill, if it gets passed, would be the individual school or school board or the educators in the school. The main debate of this bill has been the conservatives and liberals. This bill has been mainly supported by the Republican Party. Democrat representatives are not all in favor of the bill, of the Parents' Bill of Rights. There have been those who have voted against it. The reason why they have voted against it is this policy could allow parents to opt out of vaccinations for their children and possibly of the children having to wear masks in school. And the bill and what this bill could possibly do for LGBTQ children if they are told private information to a teacher or guidance counselor. The main target population of the House Bill 241 is parents and their minor children. Parents are affected by not knowing the specific rights of their children being in danger because of that. The purpose of this bill is to ensure the safety of a minor child by making sure state school districts and healthcare professionals and other governments do not infringe on parental rights. If this piece of legislation gets passed, perhaps everyone in the public school system in Florida could be affected. Republican and conservative ideology is interpreted through House Bill 241. It holds similar values and beliefs that Republicans would follow and support, so that's why Republicans are often voting in favor of this bill. But there's two sides to every story. There's a side of safety and better education for the children. There's a side of incidents happening because parents are not directly involved in their child's direction of education and other areas of upbringing. However, the other side of this argument is the side of, does this bill give too much power to the parents, or will their children lose confidentiality at school? Or why do we need this bill why do we need this policy for this bill if these rights already exist in legislation? The main supporter of this bill is a group called Moms for Liberty. There have been several other internet pages in support of House Bill 241, and some are asking to sign the petition to advocate to show representatives to vote yes on this bill. This bill is being discussed on local news channel websites and newspaper articles and political internet sites. But they're mostly opinion-based and just factual of where the bill is at in the House and the Senate. The main thing to keep in mind when deciding to support House Bill 241 is the health and safety of education of minor children in our school, with all political beliefs aside, and to determine what is the best for the day-to-day life in the schools for our children. So I hope you vote yes for House Bill 241.